Hello, welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. It is a beautiful morning. I'm going to turn this camera around, show you guys the sky now. I missed it by about, a minute and a half. It was pink and beautiful, but man, it is gorgeous this morning. Let's see what we got going on the channel this week, shall we? Yeah, I'll get your ball. Welcome to Morning Coffee.
Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning again.
I wonder if I'm a big fat guy. I mean,
And then
holy
they
cow. I always had a schmear. A schmear.
He's
Schmear.
probably going for bagels. His friends do.
Oh, my gosh. I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
So for this week's shout out, I wanted to mention, and I know I keep talking a lot about him, but I've been following what he's doing on his channel and his builds, and that's Pete's Model Car Customs. I want you to check out the GT500, that old 68 GT500 kit. It's the old AMT kit. It's really a dated kit. And you can do a lot with it. That's the thing. Especially that body. It's a 68 correct GT500 body and hood. And, well, with some different components, it can look just as good as any other Mustang that's out there. But he's, Pete does some custom stuff. And he's got a really neat idea for what he wants to do to this. Now, one of the things I did want to mention is keep in mind there's a lot of car channels out there. There's the Muscle Car Modeler. Raul does some great builds. He's more into the stock look of the muscle cars, more or less, not completely, but more or less. And he does some great work. Pete is a custom channel, so he'll do a lot of custom work, but he uses some techniques that I've never seen before, some skills that I'm very envious that I don't have, and that's why I recommend checking him out. You guys know that when I do car builds, it's almost always going to be something that looks like it's out of the late 70s, early 80s, because I just absolutely love that look. So anyway, check out and see what Pete's doing with this GT500. So speaking of cars, this last week, we opened up the Grumpy's Vega kit, and I started working on the, what is it we were doing? Oh, the Baldwin Motion Vega that I've been wanting to do. Yeah, yep. Had to think about that one for a minute. So what we are going to do is build the Baldwin Motion Vega using the 72 Grumpy's kit. And the wheel wells, yuck. They're great if you want a tubbed car. The interior's great if you want a tubbed car. I don't want a tubbed car. I don't want one, man. I want to build the Baldwin Motion Vega. So I've actually taken care of that. I got me another promo car, but this one's a 76, I think, that has the correct undercarriage, the correct interior, and so I'm going to go ahead and use that as a donor, and I'll actually wind up with two, I think, pretty neat Vegas. One will be the Baldwin Motion, and then I'll just do a 76, 77 V8 Vega, 76, I guess. Anyway, I ran into some problems. That big thick piece that in the review goes between the top of the windshield and the bottom, I had to take my X-Acto knife and very carefully slice that. That's not something I could take the nippers to. Oh man, it's just designed really bad to put that big old chunk right there. Anyway, I kept slowly cutting away and got it deep enough where I could finally remove it without having any issue. But that's something you got to watch on that kit. Anyway, for the paint, I decided I wanted to do something different. Now, a lot of guys, they do the same thing, and they find something that works, and that's great. But you know how this channel is. I hear about something from a friend of mine, or I come up with some idea, and hey, let's try that out and see if it works. And that was, instead of just getting an orange and spraying it like I did on the Great Pumpkin, this time I wanted a little bit different color. I didn't want to go with that factory orange. I could go through my friend Jameson at Scale Finishes and get the correct color, but I didn't want to have to do that this time. I decided to do something different, and I wanted a paint that was going to dry pretty quick. So I went ahead and used the Mr. was it Gunzy, whoever it was, that orange spray can, which is a lacquer base, and it dries beautiful and quick, goes on great. But to get the richness of tone that I wanted, which was a little bit redder, I probably should have based it in a darker red, but I did it in a pink, and a kind of a light pink at that. It definitely changed the look of the orange a little bit. I mean, it gave it a richer color, which is something that I really wanted. So anyway, I hope that's something you guys enjoyed, and well, we'll keep working on that. So this week we did an Adventures at 40K, and the main thing I wanted to show off was that yellow paint, and again, underbasing with different colors to get a desired effect, a more richness, or a more bright, whichever it is you want. And there's a lot of different colors you can use to base with. You could use a base paint for for the top coat, or you can use like a contrast paint, which is much thinner. There's all sorts of different techniques you can use, and there's a lot of guys out there showing off what they do and how they do it, and I think they do a great job with it. Remember, I've only been doing this Warhammer stuff for a year now, so I'm still learning, but it's kind of interesting. You can apply certain techniques across the board, whether it's a car, an airplane, a tank, or a Warhammer figure, So anyway, that was kind of what I was trying to highlight, was that yellow armor, how just that subtle change underneath can make such a big difference. This upcoming week, we're going to be reviewing a kit. Haven't decided yet if it's going to be the car kit that I've got out here ready to review, or if it's a piece of armor, because I've got both that I need to get done. So we'll have a kit hoarder stash this Thursday. So besides throwing ball to the dog, since I got back from my trip, that's all she wants to do. It's crazy. I'm going to turn the camera here a little bit. There's our Rocket girl. Now, Rocket is actually my daughter Anastasia's dog. And since she moved into an apartment a year and a half ago, she was unable to keep Rocket with her. So we've had Rocket. Rocket's pretty much, she was a shelter dog. We got her, 6 years ago. And since then, this has been her home. Even though my daughter, it's been 7 years. Anyway, my daughter has moved a couple of different times and tried to take her with a couple of times, but hasn't lasted long, and this really has been her home. So now her mom and dad and the rest of her family are going to be moving into a house today. Finish moving in there today, I hope. That's not too terribly far from here, but they are going to be here, or she's going to be here from time to time, but not like she has been. So I'm going to be pretty much down to 2 dogs for a while, so we'll see how that goes. So this last week, most of the inhabitants of this home were on a cruise. So I had some me time. I threatened to run around through the backyard naked because I could, but I had people begging me, please don't do that. But wow, how nice. It's been quiet and relaxing. I did have a few days where it was just one of the grandkids here for a couple of days with Grandpa. And so we got some good one-on-one time. We did some fun things. We went to some neat restaurants. We went to some fun parks, and just had a great time. So that was a lot of fun for me. Kind of a nice little vacation. I get another one coming up, starting the middle of this upcoming week, where more of the family, including a bunch of the grandkids now, are going to go to Disney World. So that will be fun for me, in that I'll have, well, if I want to sit at my model bench in my skivvies in the middle of the night, I can do that without bothering anybody. So I don't know. We'll see what I actually wind up doing. But the one thing, these car kits, they're stacking up, and man, I'm doing the best I can trying to get them cranked out. The Vega is definitely something I'm antsy to get finished. There's a Coronet convertible that I painted black cherry that I've told you guys a little bit about. Wait till you see it. I'm anxious to get that done. Of course, the Great Pumpkin. There's a bunch of other projects I just got to have the time to do. And of course, I've been 3D printing a lot. And I got to tell you guys, I've recommended that you get a 3D printer, and that you it opens up a whole new world to you. But like I've said before, it's a rabbit hole that maybe you don't want to go down, because I have that bottle of resin. It's about between 20 22 bucks is what I've been getting it for. I'm on my 6th one. Yeah, I've been printing like crazy because I find something else out there, something for a car project or something for Halloween project, which I've got a bunch of. I've even started some Christmas projects, and I'll have to show you guys here in a few weeks or sooner. I don't know. We'll see when I get to it. But some of the things that I've been 3D printing besides just the Space Marines. I mean, yeah, it's a definite distraction, but it's a good distraction. So I did want to show you guys, though. Here we are. We're almost to the end of the month, and this is the best the yard's actually looked in years. It's a little torn up from a couple of big rainstorms that we had, and the dogs, running back here. I told you about the basement flooding, which hopefully I've got some sandbags by the window now. Hopefully that's going to stop. We got the heat up and running, so yay for me. That was a $600 investment, but yeah, I had to have it. But for once, I actually have, this time of year, a yard that still looks pretty decent. So, man, I hope I can keep that going into next spring, and really have what I want out here. So, well, folks, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting my craziness. We are going to be doing some cutbacks as far as the way we do shows here in the very near future, whether it's November or whether I start at the new year. But I'm definitely having to make some changes in my life, because I just can't keep the pace that I've been keeping for so many years. I'm finding other relaxing endeavors to get into. So we'll talk more about that some other time. You have a great week, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Great Pumpkin.